Hello everyone, welcome to Timsy Naked Tarot and welcome to the fourth night of Yuletide. Okay, so as always, we'll be thinking about our community during Yuletide. We would, in the old days when the Norse were conquering the world as they knew it, everyone would come into like a focal point within the village or town during Yuletide, celebrating with each other, feasting with each other, and well, just generally communing. And so we think of community always through Yuletide, but as well as community, we'll be thinking about love, the loves of our lives, be that people, be that things we do, traveling, and the bounty of what we have received throughout the year so far. Oh, and not to forget, we would also be thinking about the coming April, uh, because, well, each night of Yuletide responds or corresponds with a past and previous month throughout the year. So, uh, my tarot read from 2022, generally, there was going to be a lack of community for you all in the month of April, and a a sense of being, uh, not a sense of being. There was a lack of possibility as well. It just felt like you were sort of stuck and you were on hard times, and there was sort of no time to socialize, no time to like reply or go to parties or events you had been invited to. A lack of time as well. Although there was always the same amount of time in April as any other April, but it just felt like there was a lack of time. There was just too much to do and not enough time to do it, or or there was too many things to choose from. You had more things being offered for you to do on April than you could actually participate in. Okay, in your love life, again, there was like a lack. There was a need for something in your love life which you couldn't quite put your finger on. There was an absence, and you couldn't quite like work out exactly what it was. Uh, there was also an element of like a um, leaping leaping into a new type of love after completing or breaking away from a toxic relationship of some description. As wealth goes, there was a change. There's changes within your wealth. It was going high and low and whatever. But there was a trust that everything would sort itself out. And again, travel. Perhaps some of you were sent away to work on April, disappeared to different parts of the country, or maybe to a different part of the world. Uh, there was an element of struggling, and it seemed like most of the choices were out of your hand. It was kind of like, if you want to keep working here, you have to work here in America, for example. When you're based in England, who knows? You would know because you went through that April, and I'm doing this for you, not me. In my case, there was a bit of traveling, but I travel most years when with my work. It's part of my work, so it's nothing new for me. Don't think about it. But there was this element of being things seemed to be out of your control. Other people were making the choices for you, but there's always like you always felt like you were chasing your wishes. It felt like the possibility of getting your wishes to come to frugality within your wealth was there, just within grasp, but not quite there. As for the world seemed to be stagnating. Sort of the governments weren't doing anything or could have been doing more, but just, I don't know, decided not to. And maybe there was a bit of a movement away from sort of religion and spiritual senses of the word when it come to policies and things the governments were doing. Uh, there was also like a looking away from liberty, and things were only little offered. They could have been giving you the world, but instead they just gave you uh, a pat on the back and a well done. Okay, and yeah, they sort of kind of, I don't know, it felt like liberties and freedoms were, and independence was a little bit tightened up on, some more of it was taken away from you on April. Okay, all that being said, I'm now going to put you on pause for a second while I get set up to do a reading for this coming April, for April 24. Okay then. Okay, with the wonders of modern technology, what seemed like just a fraction of a second for you was well, a couple of minutes for me while I sat and drunk some of my tea and the like. Okay, the way we will do this is we will get 4 rooms out of here. One will be for the general energies of the month of April for you. The second one will be love. The third one will be wealth. And the last one will be what the world, like the governments of the world are doing, or the world on the large. Okay, you can't see any of them because for some reason when I do these videos my camera is smaller on this table. It's because I flip it from a self view to a forward facing view on the camera, and it's mainly because I think I'm recording this in a portrait style instead of landscape, but technical issues are not your problem, they're mine. Okay, we'll be using the Viking cards to clarify for all this as well, mainly because Yuletide is like a Norse tradition more than anything else, or not so much Norse, should we call it a Germanic tradition, but okay, let's crack on with it. So for can we see that? We can see that. For your general energies of April, we are dealing with Gabo. Now, Gabo is all about giving and receiving. It's about signing contracts. It's about that sort of thing, because obviously a contract is about giving and receiving. You sign a contract, generally, you're giving your time, experience, and expertise, and you are receiving money or some form of payment in return. And so, in the good old days of illiteracy, people used to sign contracts by putting an X on the mark. Thus, where X marks the spot comes from. Has nothing to do with buried treasure and the like. So there's our first card coming out, throwing itself across the table. The Page of Swords. A little bit of disappointment, maybe. Maybe you're not receiving as much as you're giving. Tower in reverse. A Page of Cups in reverse as well, and the 5 of Wands. So generally for you, I can't quite see them all. Let's just move them over a little bit. There we go. Got them all in now. So generally speaking, bear in mind I'm now defining about 4 months into the future. There's a lot of possibility for free will to come into play during all these reads, and probably a lot less of this is going to resonate as we go on. So we got a little bit of disappointment with the Page of Swords. As I said, maybe you're giving more than you're receiving, and you're starting to realize this generally throughout life, not just like in relationships, but in work, in everything. With the Tower there, you're recognizing this. It gets to a point where you give so much there's nothing else left to give, and you sort of have nervous breakdowns and the like, and that would be the Tower moment. But when I see a Tower in reverse, it says to me that this isn't an avoidable Tower. You can see it coming. You can always just take a different route round it if you want. So, or you can ignore it and go through it if you want. It's up to you. You've got your free will. So the Tower is there. Generally speaking, there is a potential for this huge life-changing event to go on within the month of April, but you can see it building, you can see it coming, and you can, as I said, always avoid it if you want to. But this Tower is somehow connected with love, something new which has started recently, possibly in the last few months, and I'm sort of talking in a past tense there, even though I'm doing a future read, which is kind of odd. So in sort of February, May, March time, this may have developed, this new love. And the Page of Cups in reverse is telling us that, well, perhaps it's not going as well as it was. Perhaps the new love has got old rather quick. And with the Five of Wands at the end, all about conflict or being tested. This could be telling you that it's just time to move on, and perhaps again it's in reverse. Perhaps the conflict has already happened, okay, and it's no point still fighting over it. It's just time to move on. It's time to avoid the Tower. There's this Tower. These two cards are coming after it. The Tower might be in the upright. It might be unavoidable if you keep up the conflict. Maybe avoiding the conflict is the way you get round the Tower. Okay, but all in all, I think this sort of balances itself out. Okay, so let's have a look at your love life in April. Your love life in April is Tiwaz. Okay, and Tiwaz is an energy of... Sorry, I just had to clear my throat there, so I stuck you on pause. So yes, Tiwaz, but we got Tiwaz in reverse. Okay, and that's an energy of courage, victory, strength, passion, and masculine energy. But this is in reverse, which means your love life is needing strength, maybe needing courage, or lacking courage. There is no victory. It feels like you're losing. The passion is gone. But we've already hinted at that up here, haven't we, with the Tower? So let's have a little bit of a look with more detail about what this is with the tarot cards. Okay. So we have got the Three of Wands. We have got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We have got the Nine of Cups in reverse. And although they're not direct relationships with the cards above them, the fact that they have fallen out there and there does actually say some stuff about it. It's it wasn't your dream love. Let's say that. The emotional satisfaction is no longer there. But with the Three of Wands, we got the intentions. Okay, looking for new horizons. He's standing at the front of a boat. He's looking out through the front of the boat. He's looking for new land, new places to conquer, so to speak, and or to raid and pillage, as it's a Viking deck. So yeah, that's what we are dealing with. As I said up here, the new relationship, what happened maybe in February and March time, is not panning out to be what you thought it was. You're starting to actually actively look for something new around you, looking for new horizons. The Five of Pentacles in reverse is telling us that there is this element of being left out in the cold, but the fact that it's reversed, I'm going to say this is coming from you. You're making someone else feel like that they're left out in the cold. You're pushing them away because of the Nine of Cups there in reverse. You don't feel emotionally satisfied with it, and with the Emperor in reverse rounding this off, this is telling us that basically it's not a lack of control. Maybe there are some things within your love life throughout the month of April which won't be in your control, but it's more of you're going to be a bit of a stuck-up arsehole, and you're going to be like things aren't going your way and you want them to be, and you're going to be sort of reacting badly because of it. A little bit of a spoiled brat. Okay. Crossing this is the Chariot in reverse. Now the Chariot is all about forward movement. So with it being in reverse, it's not going to be forward movement. It's going to be stagnation and being stuck in the rut, so to speak. The Chariot leaves ruts, so you're going to be stuck in them. And it's also about like victory against the odds. And well, it being in reverse means there's no victory, but we've already decided that because T was in reverse. One of the things it means in the upright is a victory, and in reverse it means well, a loss, I suppose. There you go. Okay, for our next room, we have got Manaz. Now, Manaz is, like it sounds, it's a man. It's all about humanity and the like. And so this is for your wealth. Now, linking it to wealth, it would mean about like social networking, communing with your fellow man and talking with them. The secret of your wealth will be within man itself. Okay, but with the Three of Pentacles coming out, the Seven of Pentacles coming out, the Six of Swords coming out, and the King of Pentacles coming out, it could be that you're working in a dead-end project. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is about communal work, working as a group, working on something new, or working with new people, and the like. It's in reverse. It's sort of saying, you know, it's not working. Okay, you're in the group, you're in a project, it should be working, it's not working. There's a dynamic somewhere which is going badly, so you may have to I don't know, reassess the group you work with, your friends you work with. Maybe there's one or two people in there that you just don't work with very well. Maybe you have to start avoiding working with them and the like. With the Seven of Pentacles coming out there, it has been, and he's literally looking at that Three of Pentacles, it's telling us that this has been going on for some time. You've known this dynamic is not right, and you know you're starting to come to terms with the fact that this dynamic is the thing what's holding the job back, or holding your job back. With that realization comes the calmness and collectedness of knowing what to do. The Six of Swords, it's finding a safe harbor in a storm, so to speak. So that would be perhaps talking to your superiors about it, and maybe putting things into place officially through the company, if you work for a company, or if you work for yourself, however it may be, and yeah, getting matters smoothed out. And there will be success for you financially, or in your wealth life, if you want to call it a wealth life. But it does require work. The King of Pentacles doesn't get given his success and his wealth, he works hard for it. Okay, the world as a whole. We're going to use a different deck for this, because I did miss it on my last one, day 3, but day 4 we're going to do it right. And we're going to use my Game of Thrones deck, because this is my current affairs deck. This is my world deck, if you will, which I use for my world. Now, the energies we have for the rune is Elhaz, or Alaz, and that is, I believe, the elk. It's sort of a protection, defensive, and opportunity, but we're in reverse with this. So it could be a case of we're being over defensive. Okay, it could be a case that there's a lack of opportunity. Things would like to be done, be sort of, but the opportunity isn't there to do it. So I don't know, if you're some sort of conspiracy theorist and you think the governments of the world are trying to thin out the population because it's getting too much, well, the opportunities aren't there for the government to do it. But on the other hand, if you believe the governments are only there for the better of the people and to make things all good, well, the opportunity ain't there for that either. So we got the Five of Swords in reverse. We got the Six of Wands, or Spears in this particular case. We got the Four of Spears in reverse, and we have got the Eight of Pentacles, or coins, from this deck. Now, the Five of Swords is an energy of either sacrificing everything to gain the win, okay, or sacrificing or sabotaging yourself somehow. Now, in this particular case, I feel it could be the fact that there is an unwillingness to commit to sacrificing everything. The Six of Swords is all about a victory, and then it's literally bookended, or either side of our Six of Swords, not Six of Swords, Six of Spears is all about victory. Either side of our Six of Spears is this unwillingness to commit to sacrificing everything to win, and the commitment in reverse card. Okay, it's the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is all about commitment, celebrations, new beginnings. No, we're sticking in the old. We're not committing to anything new. We're not willing to put our money where our mouth is, or we're not willing to put everything. We're not willing to go all in to gain a victory. Okay, with the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Coins in reverse, and I called it the Eight of Wands, which means there is this element of like surprising movement coming from it. It's the Eight of Coins in reverse, which means the surprising movement is the lack of effort, the lack of work which is being put in by the governments of the world to sort things out. So, for instance, if there is a huge earthquake somewhere, there's just like this, well, yeah, we don't really want to send help. We're not really willing to send anyone over there to help you or anything like that. If there is, you sort of get the meaning. I don't have to go through them all over and all the various different ones. Okay. Crossing all this is the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups in this particular case is a disappointment. She's sitting there, she's already got 3 cups in front of her, and someone's offering her a 4th cup, and yet she is still not looking very satisfied with that. It's a card of like having stuff but wanting something else. Disappointment that the stuff you already have is not what you wanted in the first place. And that's kind of like what's going on with the world governments in April. They've got stuff, but it's not what they want. It's not how the plan should be going, and they're a little bit disappointed with that, which ties up with our general energy up there of the Page of Swords, the disappointment. Okay, but this is more on a personal level generally. This is more on a world level generally. Okay. So that is your read. Hopefully it resonates with you. If it does, that is fantastic. Bear in mind, this will be about 4 months into the future. So when and if it does start resonating with you, you've probably forgot you've even watched this read. But if you haven't, don't forget to come back and drop a comment and let me know. Talking about dropping comments and letting me know about last April, or April just gone, 2023's April, and let me know if any of that resonated with you. I will leave a link in the description to take you back to my last year's Yuletide read for April, and you can check it out in a little bit more detail than me just glossing over it with the sort of surface energies, so to speak. Okay then, if you didn't like this, if you weren't happy with the lighting, weren't happy with the sound quality, weren't happy with the fact that I paused it to have a cup of tea, well, you can always hit the thumbs down button if you want. But if you do hit the thumbs down button, do remember that means you will never get another suggested video of my catalogue given to you, and well, you will then start missing out. But if you weren't happy with it, either way round, hit the thumbs down or not, you can drop it in the comments and let me know what you were unhappy about. If it's something within my power to change, I can actively try to change it. If not, sorry, can't change the energies. I'm getting off the cards. Could change everything else about it though. Could change the pretty pictures on the cards. Could stop using the runes. Yeah, could find better light source. Could find a better microphone. But I'm not going to do any of that unless it's a big issue. Okay. Thank you for signing up and subscribing to my channel if you have already done so. It does mean a hell of a lot to me. And thank you if you are just about to. Until I meet you on another video, have a good time. Enjoy your time off work. If you are not working over the next few days, enjoy your Christmas, Hanukkah or Yuletide, and hopefully have a wonderful, wonderful new year.